Good evening and welcome to 10th grade Lit and Composition Virtual Open House at Lowndes High School. To introduce myself, my name is Ashley Collins. I have 13 years of teaching experience and this is my third year here at LHS. This year I am teaching 10th grade Lit and Comp, but this year we're going to focus a lot and most of our scope of learning will be based on world literature. So just to give you a little information about the course, in this class, we are going to look at historical and cultural influences from around the world, look at a variety of literary genres from ancient to modern time periods, focus on reading comprehension, literary and informative analyses, and then making connections with real world and research writing. For our course curriculum, I tried to choose and create a curriculum that would be interesting to students. I like to start with the first day of school where we took time to really get to know each other, to kind of build the classroom camaraderie, trying to see who could work well with who, how groups would work, getting to know each other through various activities and games to build our classroom relationship. Right now, we're working on excerpts from the Odyssey, where we're looking at ancient Greece and its influence on literature as a whole. And then we are also doing annotation and analyzing the text to prepare for our end of unit mock trial that we're going to have next week. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about how the students are going to take their roles and make them shine. After that, we're going to look at different books from around the world. It'll be told from different perspectives. And in that, students will participate in literature circles to look at these stories through a critical lens. And those are different critical lenses that we'll focus on. About that time, it'll be around Halloween, so I like to do what I like to call Fright Week. And in this case, we're going to look at the things that are considered scary in different parts of the world and then break out into a digital escape room before it's too late. After that, and this will be between Halloween and Thanksgiving, we'll do our Shakespeare Theater unit. And we're going to explore the comedy The Taming of the Shrew and then explore who the real winner is between boys and girls. So that should be interesting for conversation and discussion in our class. And then we're going to take all of that information that we learned about different world cultures, and students are going to create their own civilization based on what they feel would make the perfect utopia or the perfect world. So we're taking all of the information and we're synthesizing it into one big thing that culminates at the end of the semester. My tutoring schedule, I am available Monday through Friday every morning from 7:15 to 7:55 a.m. In the afternoons, I'm available on alternating Wednesdays and Thursdays. Tutoring starts at 3:10 and runs until 3:40. I do ask that you give me at least 24-hour notice so I can arrange my schedule. The alternating Wednesdays and Thursdays will kind of shift as basketball season comes closer, since I am also the cheer coach for the varsity basketball cheer squad. Next is classroom expectations. So in class, I expect my students to come in, have a seat, open up their Chromebooks, and begin their bell work when the bell rings. Usually students have between 10 and 20 minutes to complete their bell work before we move on to the bulk of our instruction. I also expect our students to listen attentively to instruction, this way that they can gain everything that they need in order to complete the assignments. I also want students to use class time to work on assignments wisely. If your student does have homework as my class, it's because they did not put forth the effort to do the work in the classroom. So if most of the time, if your student says they don't have homework, you may want to double check. But most of the times, if they use class time wisely, they do not have homework in this course. I also expect students to turn in all work on time and then ask questions when they don't understand or need clarification or run into issues that are affecting your work. That's really a big one for me, is to make sure that if there is an issue, as long as I'm aware of it, I know what I can do to plan around it. My classroom rules are very simple. Be prompt, which means be on time. Be prepared. Make sure that you have everything you need for class. Be productive. Using your time wisely to get assignments done in class. Be polite. We're in here for 85 minutes a day, so you never know what someone's going through, so it's important to be polite, and then be positive. The more positive you are in this class, the better the class will go for you in the long run. For classroom consequences, first I start with a student-teacher conference. I have a conversation with your student to see if there's something else that's going on. I often find that students who get frustrated or snap, usually it's not having to do with the teacher so much as it is outside influences. So we're going to have a conversation first. Next time we have an issue, I will contact the parent to let them know that we're having an issue and try and figure out a way that we can work this issue out so that we can move forward in a positive manner. The third consequence is teacher detention with me after school. And then after that, it's subject to administrative referral. And then serious offenses will be sent directly to administration. Tardies will also be, the tardy rule will also be heavily enforced this year. First, they'll receive a verbal warning and they will have to sign the book acknowledging that they are late. The next time that they're running late, it's parent contact, that you are made aware that your child was late for class a second time. Next, you'll get parent contact and teacher detention. After that is parent contact and administrative assigned detention, and then 4 or more will result in parent contact and ISS. And documentation is taken for each tardy when student is tardy. For the dress code policy, this is also being heavily enforced this year. The first time a dress code violation occurs, it'll be a warning and parent contact. The next time this happens, there will be referral for first block isolation, which means your student will miss the first block of the day. The third offense is 1 day of ISS, and then the fourth offense or additional offenses will result in ISS or OSS. I highly encourage my students to make sure that they are appropriate when leaving the house. I would rather not have a student miss my class because they didn't have clothes on that were appropriate for class. Also, I do tell my students that I will help them get into dress code if I can, but that will also count as their verbal warning. And again, just like tardies, documentation is taken for each dress code violation that occurs in class. Next, I want to talk about contact information. So in the event that you need to reach me, the quickest way that you can reach me and the quickest way to get a response will be with email, ashleycollins@lowndes.k12.ga.us. My first name is spelled a little differently, so make sure that when you spell it, it is ASHLEICOLLINS. I can also be reached through Remind 101. You can text the code below for your student's class to the number 81010. In front of each one, make sure that you add the @ symbol so that you can be added to the class. Any message received after 6 p.m., however, will be answered the next school day unless it is a valid emergency, to which I will respond as soon as I can. Protocol for absences due to illness or quarantine. I do ask that students or parents email me immediately so that we can figure out how long you'll be out, and then that way I can direct you to Google Classroom and share information needed to complete your assignments while you're not at school. In the event that you don't have internet access, just let me know if there's a way that I can get the assignments to you in paper form so that you don't fall behind or that your student doesn't fall behind. The next thing you want to do is check Google Classroom because all work is posted there. If you have any questions about what assignments to complete, make sure that you email me or send a remind message so I can assist you as soon as possible. And then during the school day, it is highly recommended and highly encouraged for you to join the Google Meet using the link in Google Classroom to join class virtually. That way you'll be a part of class without having to be in class. And this will also allow students to ask immediate questions about assignments as they're trying to complete them. For scheduling parent-teacher conferences, you must contact your student's counselor to schedule an appointment, and counselors are divided into groups based on the student's last name. And again, just to reiterate, conferences must be scheduled through the counselor for a meeting to take place. Meetings will not take place without a counselor present. The next thing that I'd like to talk about is the Chromebook information. So in my class in particular, we use Chromebooks every day. This is how we complete our bell work, as well as many different assignments that we complete in class. I do expect my students to charge their Chromebook at home every day. I only have a limited amount of outlets to be used for charging Chromebooks during the day. So I highly encourage students to make sure that they have their Chromebooks charged every night. There is a charging station that is available, but it is first come, first serve in the classroom. In the event that something is wrong with your student's Chromebook or they forgot their Chromebook at home, there are loaner Chromebooks available in the media center, but they are also available on a first come, first served basis. So it is best to make sure that you have your Chromebook with you every day at all times. In the event that you don't have Wi-Fi access, it is available outside all Lowndes County elementary and middle schools. We also have Wi-Fi in the LHS student parking lot by the football field on the north end of the stadium. And that's Monday through Friday from 3:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then Saturdays and Sundays from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Final exam information, because this is a non-EOC or end of course class, we have final exams. So final exams are not given early, and the final exam schedule is December 15th will be first and second block exams. On the 16th, it is third and fourth block exams. Again, to reiterate, final exams are not given early. So if you're running into an issue, please make sure that you reach out to administration to see if there's something that can be done. And that's all I have. I thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at ashleycollins@lowndes.k12.ga.us. I hope you enjoyed this virtual open house, and I hope to see you around as we go through the year. Have a great one.